And you're not giving us your details, which just raises suspicion. You're filming a police station.
I understand.
You've freely admitted to us, okay? So this time you are detained for a search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm PC Door for Lewis Police Station, yes.
Okay, could you explain to me the grounds for the search? I'm not going to obstruct. Can I put the phone down?
A camera pointed at a public space. That's all it takes. From the moment officers notice a lens, something shifts. The approach begins with curiosity, measured, almost casual. But within seconds, the dynamic changes. Control becomes a priority. Questions follow. Intent is challenged. Identification is requested. The auditor doesn't flinch. Answers are minimal, deliberate, and grounded entirely in what the law allows. Nothing more is offered than what is required. What's striking is the speed of it. No confrontation. No raised voice. No threatening gesture. Just a camera and a refusal to go beyond legal obligation. And that alone is enough to set the tension in motion. The auditor's composure becomes a defining force of the encounter. While authority pushes for cooperation, the citizen holds the line. Quietly and without apology. This is the moment everything is established. The tone, the dynamic, the imbalance. On one side, an expectation of compliance. On the other, a calm and deliberate choice to exercise a right. And between the two, a situation that's only just beginning to unfold.
Hey mate, you right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. What are you up to at the moment?
I'm filming.
What are you filming?
The back gate.
Why are you filming the back gate?
I just have an interest.
You have an interest in what?
The police station.
Okay, what sort of interest?
A public interest.
A public interest,
yes.
Okay.
Do you mind identifying, please?
I'm PC Door. Shall I dial 911?
Okay.
From Lewis Police Station.
Can I help you with anything?
You're sitting in a public place, but I need to understand your motivations in filming a police station.
Okay.
You'll see there's obviously a security concern there, isn't there?
Right.
Of people filming police stations.
What sort of security concern?
Well, I'm sure you can work that out for yourself, can't you?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Would you care to explain?
Well, you say me you've got an interest in the back gate of the police station.
Yeah.
So what is that interest?
It's a public interest.
In what way?
The public are interested.
The public interested in the back gate of the police station?
Yeah.
And why would that be?
Because the police station is paid for by the taxpayer, so I have a right to come and film it.
Okay, alright. And who are you?
I'm Pinnock.
Pinnock, okay. Have you got any ID, Pinnock?
No, sir.
None at all?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to blow that in your face. Okay. Forgive me.
You ain't got any ID on you at all?
No, sir. Why would I need to provide ID? Am I committing an offence?
Oh, potentially, yeah.
What offence might that be?
There are offences under the Terrorism Act.
Right. I don't see how...
Called like hostile reconnaissance.
Do you believe that this is hostile reconnaissance?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to establish that, aren't I?
Well, you need to be pretty assured and confident that this is hostile reconnaissance before you start.
I'm investigating that, aren't I? That's why I'm asking you questions.
Would somebody that would be doing hostile reconnaissance film a police station in broad daylight?
Potentially, yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, well, that's what we need to work out, isn't it?
Okay, and what if we can't work it out?
You're happy to give me your details?
No, I'm not going to hand over any details.
You're not going to hand over details?
I'm not obliged to, officer.
The pressure begins to build. Officers introduce a term, hostile reconnaissance, not as a finding, not as a conclusion, but as a probe. It's cast into the conversation deliberately, searching for a reaction, hoping something surfaces that justifies the approach. Nothing does. The auditor doesn't over-explain. There's no emotional response, no attempt to argue the point. Instead, every question gets redirected back to the same unmovable ground. Lawful activity, public space. That's the answer. That's all the answer there is. And here is where the dynamic begins to shift. Because calm, steady resistance has a way of exposing what isn't there. The more the officers press, the more visible the gap becomes, the distance between suspicion and anything that actually supports it. Repetition becomes the auditor's sharpest tool. Not a sign of limitation, but of strategy. Each short, contained answer closes off another avenue of interpretation. There is no room left to twist the words, because there are barely enough words to twist. The officers push, the auditor holds. And with every exchange, the absence of clear legal grounds becomes harder to ignore. This is controlled engagement at its most precise. Not a confrontation, not a debate. Just one person refusing to give authority more than it's legally entitled to, one measure response at a time.
I'm a member of the public. Like, saying things like hostile reconnaissance is a bit...
You are a member of the public.
It's a bit far-fetched, officer. Like, I'm here conducting a lawful activity. As you mentioned, I'm in a public place, so to be saying such things is a bit distasteful.
Well, it's not distasteful. I'm just doing my job, aren't I?
But I'm here recording from a public place.
Yeah,
you don't really have any jurisdiction.
I'm not saying you're in a public place, okay? But I'm just trying to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's
Okay,
quite
well,
reasonable, isn't it?
Rest assured, it's not hostile reconnaissance. Do you think that this is a valuable valuable target for those that would want to do hostile reconnaissance?
Could be, couldn't it?
I don't agree.
So why won't you give me any details?
I'm not obliged to give details. I don't just give my details to strangers. Unless you suspect me of committing an offence, I see no reason as to why I should hand over details.
As I explained to you,
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out what exactly your motivation is here.
there's no ill intent.
Okay, you're telling me that. I'd like to know who you are.
Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you who I am.
It makes it a little bit more suspicious then.
Not really. I'm a member of the public. I don't just have to hand over details because you say so. Come on, like, that's not how these things work.
Obviously, I'm just trying to establish what is going on here and who you are. So it makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
I'm a member of the public,
Yeah.
filming from public.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Are we happy with that?
I'm not particularly happy at the moment, no.
All right. So
I'd like to know who you are.
Well, you're not going to find out. I don't carry ID.
But you can tell me who you are.
I'm not going to. So how do we proceed?
Makes it difficult, doesn't it?
Not really. Like, I'm not committing an offence.
It's raised alarms. You here recording the police station has raised alarms, which is what's called us out here. So we see people are concerned that you're recording the police station, which is why we're here, which is why we're trying to find out what your intent is and who you are.
Okay, what could I possibly do with this footage of the police station?
We don't know. A number of things happen in the world, don't they? So if we get called to a call that's a suspicious alarm, which is you recording a police station, which doesn't happen quite often.
Right.
So now my colleague's trying to ask your name so we can just clarify who you are. Because we don't know who you are. You could be known to us for a number of reasons. We might not be known to us. But we just need to work out who you are. But you're refusing to tell us your details.
That's right.
The circle tightens, but it never closes. Officers return to identity. Again, the refusal to provide details is reframed, repositioned, treated as something worth pressing harder on, as if repetition alone might eventually produce a different answer. It doesn't. The auditor holds the same ground. No obligation exists, and no obligation will be invented under pressure. The position doesn't shift because the law hasn't shifted. Then comes a phrase. It raises suspicion, offered without definition, without a named offense, without anything concrete attached to it. It hangs in the air as a tool, a lever designed to create uncertainty where there is none. But the auditor doesn't reach for the gap, doesn't rush to fill the silence with justification or explanation, the space that authority expects compliance to occupy. It stays empty, and so the conversation loops. That loop is the most telling detail of this entire exchange. No new ground is being established. No fresh reasoning is introduced. The same pressure simply arrives, wearing slightly different words each time it comes around. What remains constant is the response. Measured, consistent, controlled. Each cycle through the loop answers the same way it was answered before, because the legal reality hasn't changed, and neither has the auditor's understanding of it. The pressure is real, but without solid ground beneath it, pressure is all it is.
I don't see how this is suspicious. Like, what?
We've been alerted to you recording the police station because someone's deemed it suspicious.
Would you mind identifying yourself?
Yeah, PC Captain. I work at a Loose police station.
All right.
Alpha 866 is my phone number.
I think someone that may have ill intent wouldn't come and film openly in broad
You don't know
daylight
that.
and engage with
You
you.
don't know that.
I told you it's for matters of public interest.
In what sense?
The public are interested in seeing police stations and back gates of police stations.
But why would they be interested in seeing the back of a police station?
I can't speak on behalf of the public, I'm just here to film.
So you do not see why that's a bit suspicious for us?
I don't think so, no. I feel like someone that would
You're
have...
recording a security building.
Is it not a secure building?
Yes, it's a security covered.
So what could I possibly do with my camera?
Do we?
Well, if you don't know, then
it's not what you can and can't do with your camera. It's what you can do with that recording.
What? Okay, what could I?
It's passed on to you. My colleagues already explained to you.
This can all be seen on Google Earth, though. If I had those sort of intentions, then I wouldn't be giving you ample opportunity to come and engage me. Hypothetically, someone that would have those intentions would probably go on Google Earth.
We don't know that, do we?
Oh, well, logic would dictate that.
Not necessarily.
This is very overt in front of your face.
Yeah.
You know, I've explained I'm filming from a public place for matters of...
And we've explained our concerns, which is why we...
What are your concerns?
The fact that you're recording a police station. We don't know why. All you're telling me is a public interest, but interest for what reasons?
People want to know how their tax money is being spent, upkeep of the building. The taxpayer pays for the police service, for the building.
Yeah.
So any member of the public has an obligation to come and film from public. I don't appreciate, you know, things such as hostile reconnaissance and stuff.
That's just concerns that we have. If members of the public or someone has alerted us to a male recording in the back of the police station, it's just one of the things that will cross our mind. So we're not necessarily saying that's what to do, but actually we've got a right to...
Yeah, you're well within your right to ask me questions, but just alluding to things like hostile reconnaissance, I don't think is a good...
Something significant happens here. The officers acknowledge it. Filming in a public place is within rights. It's stated plainly without ambiguity. And in that single acknowledgement, the foundation of their approach begins to crack. Because the questioning continues anyway. Motives are still being examined. Intent is still being challenged. But now there's a contradiction sitting in the middle of the conversation, and it's impossible to ignore. Rights have been confirmed, yet the exercise of those rights remains under scrutiny. The auditor doesn't need to argue the point. Logic does it instead. If the intent were truly covert, truly suspicious, why would the filming be open? Visible? Unhidden? The very nature of the act contradicts the theory being applied to it. And something shifts in the room. The tone changes. The confidence that carried the early questioning begins to give way to something that sounds more like reasoning on the fly. Defensive. Unsteady. Searching for footing that isn't quite there. The more the officers explain, the less certain the explanation sounds. The narrative of suspicion is losing its shape. There's no escalation from the auditor. No raised voice, no challenge issued. Just quiet, grounded logic allowed to run its natural course. The argument doesn't need to be won loudly when the other side is dismantling itself. Control hasn't been seized. It hasn't been demanded. It has simply, quietly shifted without a single moment of confrontation to mark the change.
Good direction, but... Alright, am I free to go?
My colleague's just talking with our supervisor, but I don't know what they're talking about.
So am I free to go?
I mean, I haven't been engaging with you, mainly my colleague has. He's wanted to know your details, so if you're refusing to give us your details...
Yeah, I am.
So what are you going to do with the rest of your day?
Whatever I choose. Do I need to account for what I'm going to do?
Of course you don't. But
Alright.
The likelihood is if you come back and record the police station, we will come out and talk to you again.
Okay, well, I'm just here. Like, this is what I'm choosing to do.
Okay.
So am I free to go?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just filming.
Filming what for?
Matters of public interest.
Matters of public interest. And what brings you here?
To film the police station.
But what for?
The public are interested in things like this.
So what do you do with your videos?
So just use it for my own recreation.
So, tell me what you do with it.
I don't need to tell you.
I'm just interested to know.
Okay. Well.
So who's asked you to come?
Nobody. I've just come at my own discretion.
Have you been here before?
No.
Any other police stations?
No.
So what is it about Lewis that's drawn you here?
Nothing. I just happened to be here. Just thought I'd do a bit of sightseeing, photography, public photography.
Okay.
Would you mind identifying yourself?
Sergeant Bowery.
Is there anything I can do to help you? Like,
I'm just curious as to why you're here, that's all.
Okay, like, rest assured, I've made assurances. There's no ill intent. Just a photographer. This is what I've chosen to film today. Are we happy with that?
We can't really back that up, can we? 'Cause we don't know who you are.
To verify that before we...
You don't have to verify anything. I'm in a public place.
Details, it might help us.
I'm not going to give any details, though.
Well, that kind of just raises suspicion, doesn't it?
Why? What's suspicious about this?
Because nobody else, for the entire time I've been working here...
Okay, well,
so that raises suspicions.
Well, there's a first time for everything. I mean, I don't need to...
Trying to hide your details, which also raises suspicions.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I don't have, I'm here in public. My face isn't covered. I'm not trying to hide anything. I've explained to you why I'm here. I don't feel like I need to account for my presence.
Okay, mate. Well, look, this is very, whether you think it's all right, this is very unusual circumstances.
Okay.
And you're not giving us your details, which just raises suspicion.
Okay.
You're filming in a police station.
I understand.
You've freely admitted to us, okay? So this time you are detained for a search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm PC Door for Lewis Police Station, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Could you explain to me the grounds for the search?
Okay, stay your hands out
I'm
your
not going to
pocket for me.
obstruct. Can I put the phone down?
Can I hold your phone?
I'll just put it down like this.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is where everything escalates. After failing to
And
gain...
then the dynamic breaks entirely. After repeated attempts to gain cooperation through dialogue, the officers make their move. A Section 43 detention is invoked. The encounter crosses a line it cannot uncross. What began as questions on a pavement has now become formal legal authority. The auditor's response is precise. 3 words, asked more than once. Am I free to go? It's not a statement. It's not a challenge. It's a demand for clarity that forces the officers to commit. Either the detention is real or it isn't. There is no comfortable middle ground left to occupy. And that question changes everything. What started as curiosity, an approach, a conversation, a series of probing questions, has now hardened into enforcement. The language of understanding has been set aside. What remains is authority in its most direct form, and with it, the weight of a serious question. Was the threshold for detention actually met? Was there enough, legally and factually, to justify this moment? The pressure that replaced justification earlier in the encounter now stands fully exposed. There is no more dialogue to hide behind, no more room for probing language or circular questioning. This is the moment the entire encounter was building toward. Every exchange, every loop, every careful non-answer, it all leads here. A camera, a refusal, a detention, and a question about whether the law was followed or simply leaned on. That question doesn't leave when the encounter ends. It lingers, and it should.